Hello and welcome to the latest episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite podcast where we help you build a successful business, a thriving business with me, an Angelova business coach and consultant, and my co-host and fellow business consultant, Jores Minasvand. Hey, Jores.
Hi, Anna.
So today is a different day. And if you are a regular listener, you might have noticed that since our episode, I do believe it was Wednesday last week, we have not posted anything. And what we'll do today is actually we will update you on what's going on a little bit behind the scenes and what you can expect going forward and what we plan for the podcast ahead. I think this is good, right, Joris? I could a
Hmm?
conversation of what's happening behind the scenes, a little bit of
Yeah.
why we didn't post last week, and ultimately what's coming.
Hmm. How is my camera? Can you see me well, or I just lit up a light here?
It's a little bit better, yeah, yeah. With the light, it's a little bit better.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
So here is why we haven't posted in a week or so, and why like this is the first episode. We have been working behind the scenes on a partnership which has been evolving pretty quickly. So, a lot of our effort, a lot of our work was focused on this partnership. And ultimately, we are also a small business, just like you. We are small business owners. It's a small business. And right now, full time, it's just the two of us. So, you can imagine, right? Like, you know what it's like trying to juggle all these responsibilities and the things that we're doing. So things fall through the cracks. And one of the things that fell through the cracks was the podcast. Now, in all honesty, I have been wanting for us to have at least a couple of weeks, if not like four. Ideally, I wanted us to have 4 weeks of pre-recorded content for the podcast so we can share it and we wouldn't be worried when time comes where when we are too busy or when we go on for vacation. But we couldn't do it. Like there were times I think when we had like a couple of weeks in advance, but then we go on vacation and then these 2 weeks disappear.
Hmm.
Mm, so behind the scenes, we are actually launching that with that partnership. We're launching a co-brand specifically for Canada, actually, like building a business in Canada for immigrants and newcomers. And like we're really, really excited about this. But unfortunately, the podcast suffered the daily for us showing up every single day and sharing something every single day. It had to go to the back burner. So this is my kind of perspective on kind of what happened. And Joris, if you want to add
But
anything else.
but there's good news, right? And the good news is we're shifting this. Where it's not like we're gonna take this away from everyone. We're shifting this into our community and our like yeah our online community. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually we're not. So we used to post what 15, 20 minutes a day. And now what we're going to do is we are going to post once a week, but it's going to be more focused. And we used to post in three areas, right? It was people, process, and technology. So we're going to take one day a week. We're going to pick one of these. And then for that, one of these, well, either people or process or technology, we're going to cover a few topics in one day. I think this will also uh, it's going to be more structured, and I think it's going to bring more value. And uh, yeah, go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, I wanted to continue
Yeah.
based on like what you were saying. It will be more structured and more valuable. And what ultimately what you can expect going forward, like Joris, like you were saying, we are not going away. We are changing the frequency. So instead of having the daily podcast, 15, 20 minutes every day, and sometimes like some days we even went 30 minutes based on the topic we had. What we are doing is we're shifting the frequency to once a week. So once a week, and right now I'm thinking Thursdays. And as you're listening to this episode, it is Thursday. We're launching it on Thursday. So right now, what we're thinking is Thursdays. We will be launching new episodes every Thursday. We'll be launching new episode, and like George, like you said, it will keep it more focused and more structured, and will allow us to even go deeper into some conversations and some topics. And yes, absolutely. We'll still be talking about building a business. We'll still be covering building a business from these three perspectives you mentioned, like people, processes, and technology. And we will also be covering things that are relevant for businesses that are just starting, that we'll be talking about if your business is established, because we face different problems and different challenges as the business grows. Like if you are just a startup, you're thinking about certain things, and like your main focus is how do you gain traction, make enough sales, so you can ultimately grow the business and make sure that you actually have a business. Then if you have an established business and you're already making 6, 7 figures, you face completely different challenges. Like chances are that one of your biggest problems is your team. Like how do you find good people? How do you delegate and outsource and all these kind of things that we've covered before as well. So again, we are staying here. It's just changing the frequency, making it weekly. So this way you can also, like, we know how busy you are as well as a business owner, like you're extremely busy, and having something once a week, we do find that it fits better with our schedule now, with everything that's going on. Joris, like you said, focusing on the community and the partnership we're building. So it fits better with our schedule. And we do see a lot of, even from our own behavior, right? There's a lot of value in uh, better quality and reducing the quantity, but keeping the quality and even improving the quality.
And this is why we encourage everyone to join our community. Soon there's going to be a lot more activity there. There's going to be a lot more value, a lot more back and forth. It's an amazing, amazing resource for everyone to use. And yeah, making this once a week and making it also part of the community is pretty. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be very powerful. This is how things work. Like we try something and then we adjust and we move forward, and we adjust and adapt. And talk about the airplane. I always talk about this. That goes from Toronto to Munich. The vector is corrected, is checked every minute, and is corrected minute by the minute if it's a few millimeters. And they have found out that this saves 10 to 15% on the fuel, rather than having to check it once an hour or once every few hours, then have to recourse every 10 miles or 15 miles. So this is what we're doing. We practice what we preach. So we checked different things, and for the sake of everyone and my sanity included, we decided to make this once a week, more focused. And then this way, like before, it was one day it was people, then it was process, then it was technology, then people, process, technology. But this way, within a week, you know exactly. This week it's about technology. I'm interested in technology. I'll go and register. So one of the things that we are going to do is, if we can do we're also thinking about advertising it ahead of time, like maybe give a 5 minute snippet on what's coming on Thursday, and then you guys decide whether you want to join.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Giving that pre. So follow us actually. If you're not following it, I'll ask. I'll add the socials, so you can follow on socials as well if you're not part of the community. And this is the places where you can see what's coming up, so you can listen to the episode and join us. And what you were saying, actually, it's so true, and it's so interesting. So yesterday I was recording an interview for the other podcast we have, building a business, and this was one of the things, like amazing couple, Brian and Sally, like they own a chocolate factory actually in Michigan. And this is one of the things that they mentioned, that it's a lot of testing and experimentation, like especially when they're trying to figure out new flavors, new things. And again, it's all about the market as well, like what the market signals to you. And like you said, Joris, we walk the talk. Like we are experimenting, we're trying things, and We look at the numbers after that, we look at the data, and we adjust and test different things. And we did pretty well with the daily. Like daily is really hard actually. Like if you want behind the scenes, like committing to a daily podcast, it's really, really hard, especially when you don't have a team to support you to do this. It's really hard. And the ones that we see with their daily podcasts, like they actually have whole teams that support them, that give them the even some of the input, that read reports and books for them in a way, and that prepare just a quick snapshot, so the podcast host can talk about this. So daily is a really big commitment, and I do think we did decently. We did pretty decently, and it was a great experience. If I go back, I would still do it. I would still try and see what it's like having a daily podcast. But again, based on what we were seeing and what's going on with our own, like within the business as well, with the partnership and everything else, we are adjusting, and we are still really excited about the podcast. And actually, I feel more excited about what's coming up ahead, because it gives us opportunity to, again, as I said, go a little bit deeper in these topics. And like we've always wanted to share even some of the things that we are reading about and listening about, and like in terms of the general economy, what's going on, some of the trends that are happening. We've always really wanted to share some of these things as well, but the daily format doesn't really allow for this. A weekly format where 30 minutes to maximum an hour, like again, depending on the topic and what we are sharing, will really be something different. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to kicking this off for next week with right now we don't have the sessions planned yet. Like we do have some ideas, but we haven't really decided what topics we'll be discussing. But it is another awesome chapter ahead for us.
Definitely is. Look forward to it.
Me too. Me too. I'm also looking forward to it. And hang there with us. It's interesting to see, like even behind the scenes, like you might be wondering, and this is what I'm wondering sometimes, right? How do people do this? And that's why I love the new interviews I'm doing with business owners. I love being able to ask them, how did you start? Like the Sally and Brian I talked with yesterday, that they were sharing that for them to buy the business, they used their savings, but they also got a loan from a relative. So like a lot of times we're wondering, how do people do this? Well, if you're wondering how do people do daily podcast, it's not easy. It's not easy when you are on your own, when you don't have a team of a few people to do this for you. It actually took a lot of time. And it takes a lot of time because even with AI, even with automations, so one thing is recording it. Then after it's recorded, of course, you need to wait for the recording to be ready. Then you need to extract the audio part, upload it, prepare the description, share it to the different platforms and all these kind of things. And this is where one time when we were talking about, so 20, 30 minutes per episode for 7 episodes a week, right? This would mean like even if we say it's 20 minutes per episode, this is still 2.5 hours for just recording. And then one time when I was doing the work after that, where like again preparing it to upload it to the podcast, that Podbean, we use Podbean as a podcast platform. So uploading it there with description and these kind of things was another, I think, an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then because what we do is we also use this, like this is our main piece of content that we also use to mm, publish, like we add this to our website, we publish some of our posts on social media. So this repurposing was also another two hours or something like this, which where you think like a whole day of the week goes just for the podcast when it's daily. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and it was a great experiment. It was amazing trying to do this and doing it. And it's now it's just a time for us to dial back on this, spend like focus on something where instead of spending a full day, we will probably spend like half a day, cut it in half, and be able to provide, as I said, more value, better quality, and continue being here for you as you're building a business. Because again, as a business owner, you are the exception. You have taken responsibility for yourself, for your family. You are creating something where like, it not only helps you, you have a team, you're employing people, you're helping the community, you're making such a difference. And no one, even like, only a business owner can understand some of the things you're going through and the worries and the fears and the excitements that come with this. So again, we are staying with you. We are here, just changing the format, and we'll let you know. I think we'll have another conversation down the road behind the scenes, what it's like now that we are having this weekly podcast, what it's like to switching from daily to weekly, and pros and cons and some of these things. So again, if you're curious about this, we'll definitely talk about it and give you a little bit of behind the scenes peek.
Definitely will. We'll share as much as we can and restart our new format. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot more successful.
Me too. Me too. And as I said, I'm excited about it. And yeah, this is it. This is what we wanted to share today. We are grateful. Like Canadian Thanksgiving is coming, and I know it's in a couple of weeks, but I just wanted to say how much we appreciate you showing up, listening to the podcast daily. Now it's going to be a weekly, which will give you more breathing room as well. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being part of our world. And we're really looking forward to the next chapter that helps you grow as a business owner as well, together with us in More Than Just Task Management, your favorite weekly business podcast.
Amazing. Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Joris.
Bye bye.
We'll be back next week. Bye.